dear KCET aspirants, so with just 5 months left for your KCET 2025 examination, it is really time to become serious about your preparation, right? And one blunder that students do during the preparation of the exam is revision. They do not do revision, and at the time when they reach the exam, few days before the exam, they feel like they have forgotten everything, right? So in this video, I'll be telling you how to revise for KCET 2025. I'll be telling you the best methods to revise, the mistakes to avoid while revising, what are the strategies that you can follow to revise. So everything we are going to discuss, so please watch this complete video. It will be really helpful, and it will help you to retain your knowledge for a longer period of time. Okay, let's get started now. So the first thing is importance of revision. I know that there is all of you would be knowing what is the importance of revision. There is no point of discussing this, but yes, still I want to remind you once again so that it is like you can know always why you should revise. So the first and the very important thing is retaining concepts better. When you revise again and again, you retain those concepts for a longer period of time, right? When you revise, when you retain the concepts, it will boost your confidence. Whenever you are going to exam, you know, okay, I have the knowledge, I know what I have studied, I have remembered all the things, and I can answer the questions that is being asked, right? So when you revise, when you retain the knowledge, you get confidence. Third and the very important thing, improve your accuracy and speed. Okay, so if you have retained, if you have remembered everything, then definitely you will take less time to solve the questions. But if you haven't done revision properly, you will sit in the exam and you will think, you will waste a lot of time in that particular period, in that particular question, right? So that is why these are the 3 important benefits of revising. Okay, so now after knowing what is the importance of revision, we will talk about how to revise. Okay, what is the exact correct method of revision. Okay, so first of all, I'll be telling you some effective revision strategies. Okay, then we'll be discussing other things also, but first is effective revision strategy that you need to follow. So in this first we have plan your revision, like we make study plan. Okay, we make, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, in this whole week I will study or I will complete these chapters, but we always forget to make revision plan. Okay, I have seen very few students who actually put that, okay, Monday I will revise solutions chapter, Wednesday I will revise electrostatics chapter. So we do not make revision plan, we just simply write somewhere in the timetable revision. That should not be happening. When you revise, when you plan, you need to plan with exactly which topic, which up to what portion you are going to revise. We'll talk about it in detail. Second, revision in cycles. You should revise in cycles. Okay, I'll be telling what is that. Next, prioritize your weak areas. Then use short notes, solve questions. I'll be telling you all this in detail. Okay, so these are 5 strategies for effective revision. First is planning your revision. Second, revision in cycles. Third, prioritizing the weak areas. Fourth, short notes. And fifth, solving questions. Let us see them one by one. First is plan your revision. So as I told you, we generally make study plan. We generally write, okay, today whole day I will study, and in the last, generally students either revise in the morning or either revise at the end of the day. They will just put revision. That should not, that habit should change from today, and you need to write what you need to revise. Okay, so you should have, like how you make a plan for revision or plan for study table, so you should also have a weekly, weekly, daily and monthly revision plan. Okay, so you suppose if you have completed 4 chapters, so you might think that, okay, I have completed 4 chapters this week, so that is what I'm going to revise in this particular week Sunday. No, you should write it. You should write, revise haloalkanes. Like suppose let us talk about, if you are watching our series, we are doing week 2 challenge series, right? In this week 2 you have alcohols, phenols, and in physics you have electrostatic potential and capacitance, and in maths you have inverse trigonometric function and application of derivatives. So these are the 4 chapters that you need to revise on Sunday, right? So you need to write it down. Just do not write revision, write down the topics that you want to revise. Second, from where are you going to revise? Like the short note should be present. Okay, we'll talk about that. And next important thing is follow 80-20 rule. Focus 80% of your time on high weightage topics and 20% on less important ones. So suppose for revision of these 4 topics, you have given half a day, okay? And for example, in alcohols, phenols, if you see, more questions are asked from alcohols and phenols. Ethers have less weightage, right? So you need to give more time for alcohols and phenols, okay? So that is how you need to distribute that time of revision. Now second is revision in cycles, okay? This is very, very important. Now why it is important? Because we have a tendency to forget, right? So you need to put a calendar, you have a calendar, just make sure that once you revise, first revision should be within a week of studying a topic. So suppose if you are doing this challenge, suppose I will take the example of week 2 challenge, right? So in this particular week, whatever chapters you have completed, you revised it on Sunday. And Sunday means it is your 24th November, for example, okay? Now what happens? Now the next revision, okay, the next revision should be within a month, means by December 24th, you need to revise this second time, okay? So revision strategy should be once that week you whatever you studied, then after 1 month, and next third revision should be near the exam, okay? Now we are going to third, that is prioritize the weak areas. The revision should be according to this particular order. Now first should be your high weightage topics and you are weak in that topics, okay? If you are having, suppose for example, electrochemistry, it is a very high weightage topic but you are weak in that, so try to revise that first. Second revision should be your high weightage and strong topics, okay? This will take less time, this will take more time. Then you can revise moderate and low weightage topics, but you should be strong in that, okay? Those type of topics you should choose first. Then moderate weightage or low weightage and weak topics you can revise at the end, okay? So this is how you should set your priority of the chapters or priority of the subjects revision, okay? So that is what, identify the topics where you are scoring less and dedicate a time to revise those. Practice more questions from these topics to strengthen your understanding, okay? Next is use short notes. This is very important. Once you read the books, okay, you should make short notes out of it, okay? You can see here some examples of short notes. So just highlight the key words, key important points. If you are not interested in making short notes from like another page and write down, you can highlight in the book, or in the book you can make a small column and write down the important points, okay? That is how you should revise from the short notes. So this is very, very important. When you make short notes, make sure that you have highlighted the formulas, key concepts and the reaction mechanisms, okay? Next is your solving PYQs and mock test. So how exactly are you going to revise? Is it every time you need to study? No. See, the first thing what I'm saying you is, yes, now see here, the first thing here is when you, so please see here, you have revised the first thing, right? For example, in first week, okay, you revised on Sunday, you revised that all the concepts, okay? Only this much will not work, okay? With this you can also solve the previous year question once again, okay? If you have solved during the while doing practice, solve previous year questions once again. Now second thing is, okay, second thing is when you do monthly revision, at that time what you can do is you can do question practice, okay? Suppose I want to revise electrochemistry, I will take short notes, I will do that once, okay? And in previous year questions, any question you got wrong, revise that question and just take any new 10 more questions, 10 to 15 more questions and just start solving them. So in exam, questions are very, very important. So you need to revise by solving questions. Do not just think that revision means you need to study notes every time, right? So you need to revise by solving questions, okay? Clear how to do mock test and previous year question? When you are studying, you will do, when you do 1 week revision, okay, after the Sunday revision, there you revise the concepts and once again you solve the previous year question by setting a timer, okay? And next, after 1 month, like December 24, when you will be revising, at that time again go through your notes and start solving whichever questions you got wrong, that you can solve, and add some 10-15 more questions from any question practice book. As you can see, I have suggested in the book list, book MTG has 3,000 questions plus is there, right? So definitely a lot of questions are there. Just take 10-15 questions and practice it. Okay, fine. So these are your how to revise. Okay, first is you should plan your revision as well, not only study but plan your revision as well. Second is you need to revise on a cycle basis, first in the same week, next 1 month, and then after, before the exam or close to the exam. Third one is your you should make short notes. Okay, revise from the short notes. Fourth one, you can revise from your PYQs and mock test. Okay, so whenever you're revising, you need to focus on this. And this third one is you need to prioritize the weak areas. Whichever is your weak area, start focusing on them more. Okay, now if I see, okay, now techniques to boost retention. Now here what happens, we discussed, okay, we are going to revise and we will revise again and again, but what is the technique to memorize the things and do not forget that again and again, right? Once you do twice you read, then what is other good methods to retention for knowledge? Okay, so here we will be discussing active recall, spaced repetition, and teach what you learn. Okay, here a small spelling mistake, let me correct it. Okay, so now let us see first what is active recall. This is very, very important. Okay, active recall is the best way, one of the best way I can tell you. When as a student in class 12, 11, this method was something which I followed many a times. Okay, so what is active recall? Active recall means you should not read your short notes. No, do not do that way. Suppose you are revising organic chemistry. Okay, how will I revise? I'll tell you. Suppose I am revising organic chemistry, haloalkanes and haloarenes chapter. Okay, what I will do that, okay, first I saw, okay, haloalkanes and haloarenes. The first segment I have written in my short notes is methods of preparation of haloalkanes. What will I do? I will think, okay, I have studied, I will write there a number, 5 methods of preparations are there. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll close my short notes and I will think about the methods of preparation of haloalkanes. Okay, or I can just make some short notes, some scrambling, like scribbling on the notes on just pad what I am thinking. Okay, so I can think, okay, methods of preparation, first was from alcohols, I'll write from alcohols. Under that we have PCl5, PCl3, SOCl2, HCl, ZnCl2, I'll note all these things. Next I'll think, okay, from alkenes we can prepare by acid catalyzation of water. Then I have, in that we have again anti-Markovnikov, Markovnikov, mercuration, demercuration, everything. So that is how you need to recall it. Okay, do not just go and see your notes, that will not help. You need to think the topics. Okay, you have written, suppose for example, let's discuss some physical chemistry topic. For example, electrochemistry. Okay, your weak point. Electrochemistry, you have written Nernst equation. Okay, the heading is Nernst equation. Okay, think what is Nernst equation, just write down the formula without seeing it. Okay, suppose you have then solutions, colligative properties, revise what are the 4 colligative properties, write their functions. Then you know Raoult's law, Henry's law, learn their definitions or recall their definitions and write down, or just write down the formulas. Okay, so that is how is called as active recalling. Okay, so you should not just sit and study your short notes, that is the worst way of revising. I'll tell you, active recall will definitely help you. Now what is happening, suppose you are not able to recall, what to do at that time? If you are not able to recall, suppose 5 methods are there, I could recall only 2 methods, fine. You just now see all the 5 methods and try to recall it again. Okay, so that is how, when you forget, okay, and you see that again, that will help you to remember for a longer period of time. Okay, so that is very, very important to do active recall. Okay, next is spaced repetition. What is this one, spaced repetition? So you can see the graph. Okay, our retention is like we tend to forget after every 3-4 days. Okay, so what you can do, you can do spaced repetition. As we have discussed, one revision should be there like always on week, then 1 month and exam. But between that also, okay, revising, this is like you are revising the whole thing, but in between that you can just do this active recall, you can just revise it in the like some gap, you just can solve some questions in between. Okay, so that your recall, repetition of the concepts is there in your mind. Okay, so in this what I'll say, what you have to do is in spaced repetition. Okay, in spaced repetition you need to work on, like after every 5 to 10 days gap, solve questions. Okay, so this will help you to repeat the concepts. Okay, and next is teach what you learn. This is very, very important, students. Like, I cannot say how beneficial this method is. You can see this graph here. Now this graph is a research based graph, and it tells you that if you read something by learning, by seeing lectures and all, you will retain only 5%. If you do by reading, you can do by 10% if you read it by your own. If you do see some audio or video from that particular concept, you can retain 20%. If you demonstrate that or something, you will remember 30%. If you discuss with your friends and you have a group study on that particular topic, 50%. Practice by doing. If you start solving, if you do writing practice, okay, suppose you have wrote 5 methods of preparation, if you write that, suppose you have prepared any derivation, you write that, okay, then you will remember 75%. But if you teach others, okay, if you call your friends, teach them, call your siblings, call your parents and explain them, teach them, then you will retain up to 90%. Okay, so that is the power of teaching someone else. Now this method is also what I used to follow during my school days. So I didn't have any sibling, like younger siblings whom I can teach. What I used to do is I was very fond of playing teacher. Okay, so what I used to do, I told my parents to bring a whiteboard. Okay, so there was a whiteboard in my home and a marker, and I used to behave like I am a teacher in the class and I am teaching, right? So from that, it was like I was imagining my teacher who was teaching me, and I stood there and I am teaching them. So students, I used to tell like this. So students, today we are going to study this particular topic. What is its importance? What is how will you derive it? You need to do this step 1, step 2. So I used to teach. I was imagining myself as a teacher and I was teaching. So this really helped me, and now also I do. Whenever I want to learn something, I follow this method. Okay, so please try this. If you do not have anyone to teach, teach yourself, or teach, you can just use, I use sometimes before that I used to the back side of the door and I used to write in chalk and I used to teach, right? So that is really helpful, and it is a very powerful method. Okay, now we will go to discuss some mistakes that you should avoid while revising. Okay, now everybody tell you revise, but some things are there which you should not do at all. The first thing is too much revision on a single topic. You are revising only one single topic and you have left the other all topics. This is a blunder that you are doing. If that topic is very difficult, you need to give more time, but you should not ignore other topics which are also a very high weightage topics. Okay, second, passive revision. That is what I told you, just seeing and reading your short notes. You are just reading, okay, I have read everything, that you are thinking that you have revised. No, reading will not help you to know whether you have actually remembered or not. So for that you need either active recall, or you can do teach someone else. Okay, this will help you to know that whether you have actually revised or whether you have actually retained the concepts with you or not. Next we have skipping mock test. Okay, so as I told you, giving question practice, doing mock test is a way. So like, see, what I used to think is like, reading the same thing again and again is very boring, right? You read it once, you read it after 1 week, after 1 month, again you want to read the same page, it feels boring. But how can you make it interesting? By solving questions. You do not have to read if you have learned the concept, so you do not have to do that, but try solving some questions. Now while solving some questions, you might feel that, okay, this formula I am not remembering. Okay, what was the formula of molarity and mole fraction? I am not able to recall. You'll see that and then you will do it. So that formula will remain with you forever. So that is how you need to do revision. Okay, clear? So next we'll be talking about the last 1 month of revision, that is during the month of March and April. Once your exams are over, okay, you are just between last 1 month before your KCET 2025 examination, the final push, the final revision that is going to happen, how you should do at that time. So at that time, remember, you should do quick revision. Okay, you should not take much time in a particular topic. Do just see the concepts, recall it, that's all. Okay, and here I want to tell you that you need to devote at least 15 days or more than 20 days on 80% of syllabus. Means for PU2 syllabus, and this PU2 syllabus should be revised at least 3 to 5 times. Okay, you should revise the PU2 syllabus 3 to 5 times as it carries much more weightage. Second one is you need to solve full length papers. Definitely when you solve full length papers, whatever you have, you will know that whether you have retained the concepts or not, whether you are able to recall the formulas, whether you are able to recall the mechanisms, the derivations or not. Okay. Third, analysis. Okay, this is very important. Once you write the full length paper, analyze it, understand your mistakes, understand your weak areas, and go and revise the weak areas again. Okay, so this is all you need to do in the last month. Then revise formula, diagrams and reactions. Okay, the main thing that because it is more about solving questions. Okay, so just make sure that you do not put more efforts on revising the definitions, the theories, not like that. Rather, most application based questions is that what you are focusing for revision. Okay, so students, I want to sum up here. First, you should know some strategies to revision, strategies for revision, what mistakes, like what you should be doing. You should have a plan for revision. Okay, the first thing, you should have a plan for revision. Second, you should have repetition of revision, that is on the week, month and near the exam. Third, you should revise based on the priority. First should be the high weightage topics and in which you are weak at, revise those topics first. Then go for high weightage topics and where you are strong. Third, go for moderate weightage or low weightage topic but you are strong in that. And fourth should be moderate and low weightage topic but you are weak at that. Okay, priority wise you should revise. Fourth one, you should revise from your short notes. Fifth one is very important, do question practice. That is a way how you can revise, how you can know actually whether you have remembered the concepts or not. Okay, this is what you should have. Now, how to revise? You should do active recall and teach your friends, siblings or to teach yourself. Okay, then what are the mistakes that you should avoid? You should not be revising one topic for more time. Okay, second, you are just revising like passive revision, just you are reading the short notes, you are not recalling it, you are not writing it. Okay, that will not help. Next, you are ignoring the mock test and all. So now in the final month of the exam, you should follow these tips. You should give maximum time for revision of PU2 syllabus and make sure that at least 3 to 5 times of the PU2 syllabus has been revised. Next, you need to solve full length papers. Then you should analyze the full length papers and do not give more time on reading the definitions and all, right? Do application based questions. Okay, so I hope students with this you are clear out about what to revise and how to revise and when to revise. Okay, so yes, if you have found this video, please subscribe the channel, and if you have any other doubts regarding this, you can comment down. I'll definitely assist you. Okay, thank you for watching and please stay tuned for the next episode.